flavored or fruit on the bottom yogurts. They can taste so lovely. A lot of times though, loaded with sugar. Now you can have all the flavor and the health benefits of yogurt. Why? How? Don't worry about all that added sugar. Do it yourself with fruit yogurt cups. I'm so excited I can barely talk. So if you're following the hashtag Drop the Sugar Challenge, this is a great little swap because you're using plain Greek yogurt in this case. You take a fruit cup or any kind of cup, you take a cup of fruit, you got honey, a little fresh lemon, chia seeds, put it all together, and what do you have? Naturally sweetened yogurt.
Can we dig in?
Are you sauteing this together or making it into some, or you just all put it together?
You can make it however you want. That's the beauty of it. It's DIY. It's D.I. Batra's way.
I like it.
Love it.
I did this last night with mango. It was unbelievable. That's a good pairing.
Doing this 3 times per day may lower your risk of developing heart failure. What is it? Any ideas?
Guesses?
Exercise, I like it. Hey, there are multiple things, but right now, in my mind, what I had is brushing your teeth. Why? A new study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who brushed their teeth 3 times per day had a 12% lower risk of developing heart failure. Incidentally, also a 10% lower risk of developing atrial fibrillation, which is an abnormal heart rhythm. And they believe that what's going on here is you're minimizing that bad bacteria in your mouth, decreasing inflammation, and that could keep that bacteria out of your bloodstream. But what's interesting as we were talking about this topic is we now know there's this delicate balancing act of good bacteria versus bad bacteria. Last segment, we talked about drinking probiotic drinks. So it's all about, I would never sit here and tell you to brush your teeth 10 times a day, because that's too much. So, you know, it's balancing getting rid of the bad bacteria while replenishing the good bacteria.
Yeah, and not killing the good bacteria in an overly aggressive way.
Anyone here been stressed out?
No, never.
You're certainly not alone. Research shows that 55% of Americans are stressed during any given day. Today we have a stress snack to help you cope. It has Greek yogurt, chopped pistachios, sunflower seeds, and chopped strawberries. Docs, dig in.
Sounds
Enjoy this
delicious.
stress snack. So Greek yogurt has probiotics. That can have a positive effect on brain health and anxiety levels. Pistachios, great high healthy fat content, also lots of fiber. Don't forget about seeds. They contain tryptophan that can help boost serotonin production. Last but not least, strawberries. Add a little sweet flavor, plus loaded with vitamin C. That's such an important antioxidant. And so stress, believe it or not, can be augmented or decreased with food.
Of course.
What you eat matters.
Absolutely, and obviously some people are prone to stress snacking and they reach for terrible snacks. So this is a great alternative. It's sweet. It tastes like a dessert to me.
Yes, it does.
It makes me feel like I'm in Greece. So now I'm like really relaxed.
I have a pistachio stuck in my tooth, but I'm not gonna get stressed out.
And you shouldn't. Earlier in today's show, we talked about new ways science is trying to extend dogs' lives, but there's one thing that could actually ruin their lives instead, and that one thing is yelling at them. A new study finds that screaming at your dog scares them potentially for the long term. So researchers out of Portugal found that dogs that were yelled at had higher stress levels, which could lead to negative health outcomes. During the study, researchers tested reward-based training schools against those more aversion-focused ones, and they discovered that some dogs became helpless and even shut down in fear when they were yelled at. And on the flip side, positive reinforcement, and we know this can happen with humans as well, gives dogs this clear direction. It quickly teaches them how they're supposed to behave, and they can behave more confidently, live more confidently. And I'll tell you, you're looking at me like,
I'm just thinking the moral of the story is coddle your dogs, but don't coddle your kids.
No. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree.
Treat your kids the same way.
I think coddling your dog too much, you're gonna have dog behavior problems.
Yep.
I mean, you can be stern, but not have to yell in a way where I've seen people yell at their dogs.
And they're
the
like
dog's
this.
kind of like, what? Like, I don't.
No, I think
I just came, you said come, and now you're yelling at me because I peed, and You know, the dog confused, and I think that's where people mess up dogs'
Yeah, and
brains.
people are
It's-
definitely, I think, sadly, much more cruel to their dog and their pets than they might necessarily be to their children in terms of the degree of the shouting and the nastiness and the abuse.
For today's doctor's prescription, I'm sharing a great tip that helped one Los Angeles man lose 40 pounds
Wow.
with Post-its.
Yes.
Whenever he craved something unhealthy, he wrote it down on a Post-it and stuck it to his fridge. On the weekend, he allowed himself to eat one thing from that Post-it list. The Post-its gave him a cheap meal to look forward to, but also gave a true representation of what he would have eaten if he had given in to all of those junk food temptations. So if you're trying to cut back on junk food, this could be a great tip for you.
Awesome tip.